Hey guys, I kind of went the summoner way, unfortunately. Like everybody else this league, the content is just really fucking hard, so if you guys have been following the channel, I haven't released that much video mostly because, yeah, it's just really hard. Metamorphs are strong, they hit like trucks, you know, they have a big health pool. They're just hard to deal with, and even like the new boss fights are pretty rough. So yeah, I decided, you know, I'm gonna take a break and just play Summoner. So I went my way though. As you can see, the clear speed. That was my first, I wouldn't say problem, but my first worry. That it wasn't gonna be fast enough. Like, it was just gonna be slow. It's gonna be sluggish. But no, look, this thing is a boss killer, first and foremost. But I think I elevated the clear speed to a good standard. For me, it was really nice compared to most of the builds I tried this league. Like, honestly, it's either on par or faster than what I did this league. But of course, look, it's not a tornado shot build or winter orb or whatever in terms of clear speed. But I mean, hey, for the tankiness you get, for the boss clearing potential you get, it's a really decent clear speed. Like, honestly, I was surprised. I was surprised to like it. Like, I wasn't sure I was gonna like the summoner playstyle, but I liked it. It was fast enough for me, faster than I imagined, to be honest. And yeah, super smooth on bosses, and that counterbalanced the fact that it's a bit slower than what I'm used to. Yeah, really, especially in this league, like, I'm really happy to have something that can tank bosses easily and, you know, do all the content. So I'm gonna show you the build. You guys tell me what you think. Alright, so for starters, full disclosure, in my opinion, the Necromancer version of this is going to be stronger, okay? I will test it further. I just wanted to make a video about the Guardian version of the build in case the Necromancer get hammer nerfed in 4.0. Because I got a feeling summoners are going to take a huge dip, because I think it's like 30% of players that are actually playing summoner build right now. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to get nerfed. How it's going to get nerfed, that's another story, but this is a Guardian version. So I'm going to explain you why I think that the Necromancer is going to be stronger, and why I still chose to go with a Guardian version. Alright, so Guardian inherently have, if I can get it, so dumb, alright. Guardians inherently have some bonus to some summons, but mainly the reason I went for it was because I wanted a big health pool without too much investment. In my case, like, we're using our basically our mana to manage to get a bigger energy shield pool. And energy shield, 15% of your mana to you and nearby allies. Honestly, doesn't make a big difference on the minions. That's sad, because it could have been a great defensive mechanic for the summons, but unfortunately for our minions, it doesn't make that big of a difference. Where they already have like a 30k health pool, the little energy shield you're gonna drop on top of it is just not gonna matter. It's a drop. It's a drop of it's a drop in the ocean. Time of need's pretty nice, you know, quality of life. If you get ignited and you already used all your flasks, or if you get any ailment on you whatsoever, it's gonna remove them every 5 seconds. When boss fight, it's pretty sweet, especially with the Metamorphs. But it's really to regenerate 30% life over 1 second, because there's a life rate that we get from the leech of the zombies. But sometimes when you get like 60% less recovery rate from a map mod, it's nice to have that. But sometimes my life dropped pretty hard, and I'm like, oh my god, it's not coming up, and in one shot it's like boop, goes right up. So that's cool. Also, and this was the part that made me chose this ascendancy. It's the buff it gives to your minion. So basically, you and your minion get onslaught for free. They get 10% more damage with this, and it's also the first passive you're gonna get when you get your labs. And Unwavering Crusade makes it so that they intimidate enemies, they get more damage, more movement speed, blah blah blah. It just makes them faster. It just make them stronger. Sorry. So it's a good ascendancy, but they don't make it so it's stronger than Necromancer by themselves, because Necromancer, there's a way to make it so your minion get onslaught, that you get onslaught with a flask. It's pretty easy. And also you get +2 gem level to every minion gems, which is way too fucking big, and makes it so that, in my opinion, Witch is going to be stronger. But I haven't tested it yet. I'm just figuring that I think Witch is going to be stronger. Might be harder to have a bigger energy shield pool with a Witch or a life pool. I haven't decided what I'm going to go for yet. Might be like needing more defensive investment. But with other positive and negatives, I think overall Witch is going to be stronger with the Necromancer Ascendancy, but I haven't tested it yet. So this is for Templar. And I think I'm going to talk about like what I went with, the idea behind the build. So this might take a while. If you guys just want to skip to the Shaper fight, see what you like, go ahead. If you don't want to hear me ramble, you can just download the Path of Building and copy paste what I have. But if not, sit back, enjoy, and get a beer or something, because it's going to be a bit longer than my other videos, because there's more mechanics. Alright, so basically, it's nothing special, okay? I haven't invented the wheel here. It's just like a variant of what you're going to see online about most builds. Right now, I'm playing a Zombie Mancer, and I will explain my choice. There's 3 types of minion that can be used right now. Phantasm, which I did try. My build started as a Phantasm build with Soul Rest. I was really trying to make up for the clear speed, the lack of clear speed per se, with the Soul Rest type of thing, but didn't work. Okay, I quickly understood that the fact that I could spawn my Soul Rest Spectre wasn't enough for justifying to have to play with it. So basically, Phantasm were autoed away like almost instantly, and then we had 2 other choices. Summon Skeleton, which we could include in our build right now. It could be a add-on for bosses, or you could straight up clear with Skeleton. But I decided to go with Zombies for the sole reason that the way Skeleton works is that you cannot move them with Convoke. Okay, Convoke is not strong enough in its current state to it's just, sorry, I'm tired, it's late. Convoke just doesn't summon your skeleton at all, so they will stay behind, despawn, and also right now, even while with heavy investment, I tried, they just won't last in fights. Like if there's a degen on the ground or whatever, they're gonna die pretty fast. They have no means of protection, and so it felt a bit underwhelming. They would be strong for single target. I think maybe with a Witch I might be able to do something different, but they felt underwhelming, and for the little they gave in the single target area, I was like, man, I could just go with Zombies and like have a way better clear speed, because you know, at the start I tried to make my minion as fast as possible. That was my idea, you know, feeding frenzy and make it so that they have a crazy amount of movement speed, and make it so that they would chase everything and kill everything fast, because I thought that was the way to go. Clearly appeared to me that that was not the way to go, because Convoke just, as you can see, probably if you guys want to have a proof of that, just go back and see the clear video I've put. I can even put more maps if you guys need to see more clear. When you get close to a mob, you just spawn them up, right? So you get to a mob and it's like boom in the middle, and they kill everything in a fraction of a second, just like if you would have used a Tectonic Slam or whatever, a melee skill to blow a pack. They do the same job. So at that point I was like, man, it's like playing a melee skill. It's just a bit slower because sometimes there's some stuff you can't reach. But it was really, like, I noticed it was fast. And the secret, there's 2 things I had to change for this. The secret was adding the enchant of cooldown recovery speed. Okay, that made a huge difference, because my first thing was like, man, Convoke is perfect. If I could just proc my minions faster in between packs, because sometimes the cooldown was still on, and I was like, fuck, man, if I could summon them, I would save precious second and my map would go faster, would be perfect. And then I noticed I checked a bit online and I was like, maybe there's an enchant or something. And there's an enchant about Convoke. I don't know, like everybody should get that. Screw damage, you don't need more damage. Like you really need this clear speed. Trust me guys, get this enchant, it makes a huge difference for your clear. So I got Convoke, the helm cost, I hope it doesn't go up after the video. I don't know how much people are going to watch this. If it gets really popular, you guys might get screwed. But right now our Baron helmet with this enchant costing me 1 exalt, and I had a guy that was AFK that whisked me for like 60 chaos helmet with the same kind of thing, and I was like, fuck man, I would have bought it from you, but whatever. Let's say it's 1 exalt. It's a well invested 1 exalt. Really worth it. So that was the first secret. The second secret, I was trying to farm with Impale, okay? Now there's going to be this is a full physical minion build. There's going to be my 2 cents about Impale. It will make your DPS bigger on single target because it will scale. It won't scale perfectly like a regular Impale build because you can only get your minion to I think 60 or 70% Impale chance, which is good, but it's not enough so that your minion will impale all the time. That's the first thing. So it will give you more DPS, but it won't make it out of this world. It's just gonna make it better. The other thing is we don't need it. Like, we do not need a scaling damage kind of way. The problem with this build, the only problem I had was that when my minions are not all focusing the same target, let's say a yellow target and a tier 16 map like you just saw, when they were not all focusing this one, it could take a while for them to die. They're busy killing other shit, and the yellow target didn't die because they didn't scale Impale quick enough. But I swapped Impale with minion damage support, and it really made a huge difference. Like, on paper, it did a bit less on bosses, but I didn't feel the difference at all. They still died. And hey, if you want to have a shittier clear, but kill bosses faster, be my guest playing Impale Dread Banner. But in my opinion, it was better with War Banner and minion damage support. It felt way more smooth. And like, I didn't have the feeling I was playing a minion build while I was clearing. It was really smooth, really fast. And once you get to Metamorph, you just spawn them, let the minion do their thing, back away, and laugh. I enjoyed it way much than I thought I would. I thought I would hate it, but it was quite enjoyable, unfortunately. And it's not just really strong, it's really fun to play. I thought I'd get bored, but it's just, after getting my ass whooped all fucking league, it just felt nice to be the ass whooper for a change. I really liked it. The reason I went strength stacking is, look, it's not original, but I'm sorry, there's a reason why everybody's doing it. I haven't tested which yet, might change my mind later. But if you decide to play a Templar, Guardian, sorry, there's no stronger, easier way to build up defense and offense, because your strength is going to apply to your zombies. And yeah, maybe strength stacking wouldn't be as good if you weren't playing zombies, but like I said, it's the only minion with a decent clear. Spectre could have been a decent option, but their single target is so shit and they require such a big investment that there's just no reason to go zombies while they clear like crazy. They have a great single target damage. It make you feel safer than skeleton because they're so tanky. They can pack. Not only do they pack a punch, but they can actually take a punch. Like, they can get pounded pretty fucking hard and still be up. Skeletons, not as much. If you get a boss with nasty mods in there, or some AoE that really melts you, your skeletons might die, and then the boss is gonna, or the Metamorph is gonna turn around and kill you. I know, I tried it. So yeah, that's why I decided to go Zombie Mancer. And for the specifics, alright, there's a couple of different mechanics here that makes it so powerful. Again, there's a reason why everybody's playing this. You're gonna see some builds out there that are pretty close to this one. There are different variants, they're not bad. I'm just showing you the variant I preferred, which means I think I had more than enough single target for my liking, and I had really focused on clearing the maps as fast as possible, and I was really satisfied with it. Now, we're gonna use a two-hander here. It's not a bad option to get a shield and a one-hand, but the reason why we're gonna use that two-hander will be explained when I show you the skill gem we use. There's kind of a weird setup that is harder to achieve if you're playing one, because you can't use Cyclone with it. I'll show you later. So we're gonna use a two-hander with ideally sucketed gems, strength, minion. You're gonna need the crafting here, sucketed support gems, blah blah blah. Check the path of building for the detail. Take note that I did not min-max this build. It hasn't been min-maxed at all. I've completed the entirety of the game easily without dying. I think I died twice in 5 days. So yeah, I mean, I could have min-maxed it, but I just want to try to witch before the end of the season, and I kind of want to take a break after. So I was like, you know, I don't need to min-max it. It's strong enough. But you can definitely get better shit than I have right now if you invest a bit of exile and a bit of time. I would change the strength for double damage, or even like if you can take minions have a chance to deal double damage instead of minion deal increased damage, that would be better, but the price skyrockets quite fast. Also, a staff would be better than a maul because you would get block chance. Shaper's Touch gloves. We will need a belt with attributes and strength. Try to get some resist if you can. Mana is a bonus. I managed to get my hands on one. Aberon's Warpath is what the strength build are using these days. 18% increased strength if you can. It's pretty nice to get. Cover your resist with one of your rings. The other, also try to cover as much resist as possible. Try also as a bonus to get some strength. If you don't have the budget, don't worry. Strength is not that much of an issue on your gear. You get more than enough strength on your tree and on your unique items. And if you get a belt, don't get crazy. The rest is only a bonus. What's important here is to get a unset ring, because as a summoner we are struggling to get sockets. Ashamentis is not either the best option here. I just took it because it was cheaper. There's a better version here if you can get attributes, modifier, more strength, and percentage. Maybe stacking regular strength also could be good. And you know, you could cover more resist, get some damage, a bunch of shit. But those amulets will be more expensive. Didn't want to break my head with that. And the great finally, the Byron close hand. But also I forgot Geoffrey's Sanctuary for a chest, because it synergized really well with our strength stacking. Alright, so that's it for my stuff. Flasks were quite weird because it's the first time I'm playing this game where I do not know what flask to put in. I went with my weaknesses, which was normally when you're playing a Guardian, the good thing you can get out of reserving your mana and having a huge mana pool is a helm. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's a lion pelt something. And basically what it does is all your mana reserve is transformed into armor, and it makes you a lot more tanky to physical damage. But in this case, we're not using it, so I try to compensate with a basalt flask here and a granite flask here. Did the job really fine with a 11,000 hull pool. Take note that you can still die on nasty muds on Metamorph, but that's only if you're dumb, because normally your army is taking all the damage for you. You're way back, safe and sound, just waiting for your army to kill the boss. So 11,000 is more than enough. Ample Sulfur Flasks. This is the only mandatory one. Alchemist Quicksilver Flask of Adrenaline. If you do not have one of these flasks, you're going to feel pretty shit to clear. And I saw, like, if you can manage to get the flask that costs 14 exile, I don't remember the name, but it's the one who increases the damage taken by enemies. That would be the best here, but it's 14 exalts, so I don't want to spend that much. Avengers Business Flask of Dowsing was the one I chose. I don't use it to cover my resist up to 75, but I just don't want to check the mods I'm having on my maps. I just put this flask here just in case, like, I get cursed and my curse flask is down or something, or I just get you know, resistance reduced for some reason, and I get some nasty shit. This is gonna cover it up. It's not necessary at all. Like I said, I just didn't know what to put there. So that's about it for the gear itself. I'm gonna talk about the setup. So Raise Zombie, Feeding Frenzy, Empower, really important. Level 4 if you can. Level 3 is fine otherwise. Melee physical damage, multi-strike, and minion damage support. One thing really important here, and this is gonna save you a lot of trouble. If you're having problem in fights because you don't have the full gear yet, or like you're starting and you're struggling, use Deathmark. Deathmark is, yes, it's gonna make your damage better, but that's not why I'm using it. Like I said, I have more than enough single target damage. You're gonna see the Shaper kill at the end of the video. For me, it was more than enough. Deathmark, what it does is basically make it so that your minion is gonna focus the boss no matter what. The only time your zombies are gonna stop targeting the boss is because you make them despawn by going too far. As long as they don't despawn, even if the boss is off screen, they're gonna stick on it. I know some of you are like, Ghost, you know, Feeding Frenzy, blah blah blah. Look, Feeding Frenzy is pretty good. but the range of the zombies targeting is still lower. Like they're gonna be, if I can use my screen to compare, my zombies are, let's say I am here and my zombie can be here, and that's about it. If I go any further than that, boop, they're gonna try to follow me. And it didn't make a huge difference in any fight. Honestly, you can do the entire game without having to swap to Deathmark. The only time I really recommend you to do it without asking questions is Cyrus. Jesus Christ. Cyrus. Because Cyrus has some nasty phase in phase 3 where you have to run away from him, and your minions are just going to follow you around, and they're not going to do damage. And I actually managed to lose one of these fights against Cyrus, and I was pretty fucking pissed. Because my minion couldn't reach him, I always had to run because of the lasers, and he spawned some kind of labyrinth where they could have done a lot of damage to him, but they were busy trying to follow me in that spiral thingy, and I was trying to run away, and it was a pain in the dick. And then I swapped with Deathmark, and it was a joke. Really need to swap that in. God, I'm rambling. Alright, so that's really important. War Banner, Convocation, Phase Run. If you want to go the Empire route, have more damage, you swap War Banner for Dread Banner, although it's not recommended. Convocation, Phase Run, Summon Carrion Golem, Minion Life Support, Ray Spectre, Animated Guardian, Meat Shield. Alright, I gotta speak about this. Okay, Ray Spectre, I'm not gonna tell you how to Ray Spectre. Go check out Google because it's gonna take a while. You need 2 Chieftains and 1 Host Chieftain. I like 2 Chieftains because it makes it so that I don't really need to use blood magic. It was, you know, constant enough so that it didn't feel relevant to put blood magic in there. Some of you are going to say, look, man, I don't always have my frenzy charges on me because there's no blood magic here. True, but man, Metamorphs hit pretty hard, and even though I've put my animated guardian with some great gear and like resistance, and he has like 50 or 60k life, he still died once. And I was like, no fucking way. All of that because I want to have my frenzy charge a bit more, you know, a bit more often. I was like, I don't need this. Fuck this. And I just went with it. And for me, it was constant enough. But if you don't want to, you can take off the meat shield support. But for me, it was great because not only was it amazing for making the animated guardian and the spectre tankier, but it also made the enemy taunted so that Metamorphs will never touch me ever. It was like they were hitting my animated guardian with 60k life. I was like, you take the damage, buddy. I don't want it. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the yeah, I forgot. Okay, the animated guardian, I've made a separate video. I will edit it just before the Shaper fight. I'm gonna put it in so that you guys can see the exact item I chose for my animated guardian, because once you use them they disappear, so I can't really show you. Basically, we're using Dying Breath, I don't remember what helm I use. It has a name you're going to see in the video. But the important part was my chest and my gloves, okay? People are crazy about this. They always try to go for Belly of the Beast. Look, man, this guy has 60k health. If he dies, he would have died with a Belly of the Beast anyway, all right? It's because there was some nasty shit. So you're going to have to use a chest with a curse, additional curse, and ideally a percentage of life. And you're gonna need to use the gloves with vulnerability on it. The glove costed me 3 chaos and the chest costed me 10 chaos. For that price, you get an additional curse on your bosses because you're gonna cast punishment on them, and your golem is gonna put vulnerability on them for free. It costs nothing, and they're gonna be cursed. It's a good single target upgrade. I like it. It's up to you guys. You can put something else if you want, but that was my 2 cents about it. This is a 6-ling. I tried to do some shenanigans if I could, like, you know, use the fact that I have 2 6-ling to my advantage. I couldn't really see anything good with this. I thought about putting my summon skeleton 6-ling here and, you know, use the rest of my thing to buff my minions, but turns out didn't buff them that much. Like that 6-ling, yes, it would have made my single target better, but like I said, I already have such a great single target. I was just taking care of my clear. I don't want to fucking sacrifice some clearing speed to get more single target DPS. I do not need it. I went with Summon Skitter Bots, Discipline, Enlighten Support, Flame Dash is in there, could be somewhere else, but I put it in there. Main Support, Flesh and Stone, Blood Stance. War batteries here, convocation, phase run. I think I showed the rest. Okay, this is the last setup, right? Desecrate, Spirit Offering, Cyclone, Casual Channeling. All right, so this is the main reason I think which is going to be better. The Necromancer as a passive, this is a thing GGG needs to change because it's too strong. It kind of renders every other defensive maneuver with your minion and yourself. If you're playing a Necromancer, use this. Like, we're struggling to get some regen out of gear, struggling to get some life with our Baron Close Helmet, you know, trying to get a way to get back our health. What this setup does, basically, and a lot of people are using it because it's too overpowered, it's less strong with Guardian because it only applies to your minion. What it does is basically it gives your minion like a 3000 ES every time it procs. It procs approximately when everything is in the top end that you can get. It's like every 0.5 second, I think. So every 0.5 second you're gonna blow your offering. So it's like every 0.5 second you're gonna give your minions auto bonuses like elemental resistance, extra chaos damage. That's why we don't use brutality, by the way. But you're also going to give them a fuck ton of energy shield. Like 3000 energy shield per 0.5 seconds. Like, what's going to kill them? But that's not the nastier. The nastier is the fact that it works with a witch. So basically, this offering will apply to you when you're a witch and you're bypassing the cooldown by using Cyclone. And this is actually overpowered. It takes a lot of sockets, so I tried not to use it, but it's just too good. Because in the maps where my minion could have struggled, they will never because of this. It's just too powerful. So I did decide to put it in there. And also, while we're cycloning, we're immune to stun. In mapping, you're never going to get stunned, but in some fights, you're going to see the Shaper fight at some point. He kind of chain stunned me. It was a bit annoying. But if you're cycloning, you can't be stunned. So it's like, meh. So, alright. That's about it. It's really powerful. You really need to use it. I think I covered everything. If I forget anything, just say so in the comments. But I'm going to place my passive building in there. Oh yeah, my passive. Stupid me. Look, it's quite straightforward. We're using Efficient Jewel. They dropped at like 50 chaos now. They're pretty cheap. To get a lot of strength. Passive is pretty normal. There's nothing special in there. There's, like I said, there's other options. There's tons of way to build this. I decided to go that way. There's other routes that might work, but I think this one is the best. If I get 2 or 3 more level, I'll go get that jewel socket here. But I really want to have utmost might because it gives 40 strength plus 8% strength. That's a lot, and like all the travel I do here is granting me strength. I do think this is the best way to go. I tested a couple, didn't see anything better, but if you guys like test something out, I know there's some shenanigans you can do with a Herbrus, what's it called? Elegant Herbrus Jewel, whatever, a Timeless Jewel. I can give you a crap ton of minion damage, but I'm too lazy to like play with this. I'm like, this shit has already enough damage as it is. I don't need any more. What I would like is more clear speed if I could, but I think this is kind of the cap. People are probably asking, like, if you want better clear speed, man, why don't you just put enhance on your phase run? Well, it's because, yeah, phase run is pretty strong. Oh, my Quicksilver is not activating, so I'm not. Let me show you. I'll try to make this quick because this video has been quite long already. Come on, load, you stupid thing. Oh my god. Okay, I'm making a video, so you're extra slow. Thank you. Alright, so when I'm running around, people are like, look, why don't you want to go faster with like enhanced, the enhanced gem, you know? And the main answer to this is, look, it's cool to run fast, and yes, an enhanced gem would make me a lot faster. I could probably even get like increased duration on my phase run and shit like that. But the bottom line is my phase run is gonna end as soon as I hit Convoke to proc my next pack. So, like, you know, it's kind of counterintuitive, but it's the only way I found out how to go with it. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Really enjoyed playing it. I have nothing else to say. I think I said it all. Try it if you've never played Summoner and you're like, this is kind of meta, blah blah blah. Look, man, I know it's meta, but the league is so freaking hard. Like, if you're struggling of killing your first Cyrus fight, if you're struggling with Metamorphs in tier 15 and 16, just try Summoner builds, before the league hand and they get hammer nerfed really fucking hard. And, you know, just try it. It's nice. I enjoyed it. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to release the Witch video soon. I'll try to see if I can find a variant that is stronger or better, and ideally not a zombie mancer based on strength stacking because everybody's playing that. I'll try my best, but I can't guarantee. I'm gonna check it out. So thank you guys for watching. Write in the comment if you like the video. If you don't like, write in the comments also. You can put a dislike or a like button. Just tell me what's up. I'm really curious, and if you have better experience than me playing this build and you have something you want to share, I'll be really interested because I might be able to incorporate it into my witch build and it's going to help me. So thank you guys, and have a nice one. Alright, so this is just to show you what I recommend you put on your animated guardian. I want to show it right now because I'm going to use it for mine, and once the items are used, I won't be able to show you guys, and it's a pain in the dick to rebuy them all because I'm lazy. The pair of gloves you're going to need is not like, you don't need anything. It's just you want a corruption for vulnerability on hits, so your animated guardian is able to curse the enemy when he hits. And you're gonna want a chest with apply additional curse. I think this is the most expensive of the item. It's 10 chaos. Dying breath. I personally chose a booth with all resistance because I think it's gonna help more than increasing his actual life, because he's got something like 50,000 health. That's more than enough. And Leer cast for the damage. All right. There's reason behind these choices. Basically, I know there's other choices available for you, but being able to apply double curse on bosses is a good damage increase. So, you know, why not? And the other gloves you're gonna have is going basically just for increasing his health. I mean, do we really need to? The guy has like 50,000 health. If he dies, it's because something went wrong. So yeah, just a showcase.